You're Sperp back with another video. Just got done watching Raising Kanan, or better yet known as Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. This was episode 2. A little bit slower pace compared to last week's episode, but I'll get into all my thoughts about this because I think they're setting up a lot of interesting things within this episode going forward. Uh, there was one unexpected death that I didn't really see coming until like the last moment, obviously. But before I get into this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Check out in the description below all my other Power content. I also got a couple videos giving my thoughts on Power Book 2, the problems with Power Book 2. Definitely check that out. Let me know your thoughts. Also, let me know how you guys feel about this episode. So let's get right into it. This episode picks up where the last one left off, where Kanan is kind of pretty much put a target on his back by kind of setting off this truce between Unique and Rock. So Raquel, however you want to call her, she's really concerned about Kanan. She doesn't want Kanan nowhere near the streets. So she decides to send him off to, the safe house, which was an odd place to, move Kanan at that time. You could have just went to it. I don't know where the grandmom is, if she lives in New York or she's probably out of state or something like that. I would assume that's the first person you would go to, but whatever, I guess. We also get a lot more backstory on, well, a little bit more development on, Kanan's older uncle, his older uncle, Marvin. And Marvin really shines in this. I really think Marvin is going to be a fan favorite just because of how humorous he is throughout his role. And I feel like it's also going to be his downfall. We also see where Juice kind of gets, her kind of interest in white girls from her pops, because he starts kind of macking on, what was it, the publicist, the chick that got her dog in the microwave. The jokes that Marvin made were hilarious, saying like that cat he got radiated or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but that shit was hilarious. I liked all those moments with Marvin. Lulu, we definitely see how kind of cold and like calculated and also, cold-hearted that he is. That, man. Also, let's get into it with Kanan, because he kind of takes a backseat a little bit and they kind of focus on these other characters. That's why I say that this episode was kind of a build-up episode to build up other characters. Like, there was a point in this episode towards the end where you had Jukebox singing, and it almost felt like I was watching a Disney movie. It was really weird. The placing of the music, where everybody was kind of having a sex scene. It was weird. You had Rock having a sex scene with what's his name, Symphony, which I really think that might be Ghost's dad. I didn't hear his last name. I could be off. That could be a reach. But that whole weird sequence of where Jukebox is singing and you got Rock getting her buns done, and you got Marvin getting to like a little scuffle outside the club. That whole interaction with the people online, it looks like that Marvin might be getting his own crew. He might want to do his own thing. I think there's more to Marvin's character than just him being kind of goofy. I feel like he can get serious when it's necessary. We're just going to have to wait and see. So Kanan also, they also kind of set up his like little love interest with what's her face? I forget her name. That's Buck 20's girlfriend, which I don't understand how everybody hears that Kanan is the one that killed Buck 20, but yet she's kind of hesitant. I don't know. It's just it was a little weird to me. But it's going to be interesting to see if that ever gets revealed in the future and how she's going to kind of take that, because it is kind of weird that, you just killed this chick's boyfriend and now you're already trying to smash this chick, which I'm assuming eventually these two are going to hook up. She's going to get pregnant, and that's where Sean comes into play. I'm assuming. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That's another thing. So let's get to Kanan's friend D-Wiz, because that was an interesting part about this and really showing you what type of character Lulu is. Also, he's trying to smash Famous's sister, and he really doesn't want that, but everybody's trying to smash something in this episode pretty much. It's power. What do you expect? But anyways, D-Wiz was supposed to go to Kanan's house to watch, what was it, New Jack City, which, why would you let your kids watch that? I don't know. But that's pretty dope that, Raquel lets them watch like rated R movies like that, because most households, they wouldn't let you watch that stuff. But anyways, D-Wiz is heading towards Kanan's house, and Lulu pretty much picks him up saying, yo, we got this party. Now, this party was kind of set up by Marvin earlier in the episode. Raquel is trying to just figure out how she's going to move with all this pressure on her. Also, I almost forgot, the cop, played by, what is it, Omar Epps, the detective, he's kind of in Unique's pocket. So that's another kind of story that's going to be pretty interesting. And, I feel like that's kind of teasing probably Rock's demise. I don't think that Rock is going to make it past this first season. I feel like they're really building up certain moments, like she really wants to be a part of Kanan's life. She's really focused on Kanan and making sure he's okay and he can just be okay, survive on his own. We even learned a lot more backstory on DEFCON, his father, and how he's smart, and what she's kind of talking to Kanan about in that whole situation about her father. We do see that in Power, how he's willing to align himself with Ghost and Tommy, but he will easily flip on you at the same time. That's where he becomes very cunning, and we're starting to see the seeds being planted of Kanan and just how he becomes Power's greatest villain and stuff down the line and stuff. And it's really interesting. We have a scene with Jukebox as well. Like I said, we're getting a lot more of these characters, less of Kanan, which is not a bad thing, because you have so many different characters and new characters we got to introduce, and they're all pretty much surrounding Kanan's character, or have something connected, have some type of connection to Kanan's character, which is really dope. And I'm wondering how this is all going to play out. So getting into Jukebox real quick, her and her little girlfriend, Nicole, I think her name was, they're in this thrift shop. Before I get into that, it's really cool that, we get to see how Jukebox makes her own money, by just hustling clothing, just selling jackets and stuff like that, making her money that way. So that leads into a scene we get with her and Nicole at this, I guess it's a boutique shop or something like that. They sell, I don't know what it was, but she offered to pay for Jukebox's, shirt or whatever it was that she wanted. She took offense to that, which, I don't blame her, because, she doesn't want to feel like a handout, or she doesn't want to feel like a charity case, as she pretty much put it. So yeah, they've pretty much gave a lot of people a lot of different things to kind of work with throughout this whole entire series. Going back to Lulu and D-Wiz, he sets D-Wiz up for, kind of like the okie doke. And it was kind of messed up, how he kind of orchestrated him getting killed. And, Unique wanted a body. He was willing to just let Kanan slide, but we need somebody to take a fall for this. And sadly, it had to be D-Wiz, and that's kind of how the episode ends. I'm wondering how Kanan's gonna feel about that, because he does call D-Wiz's house and try to see where he's at, because he was supposed to show up to watch the movie with him. But I feel like that's going to cause some friction between Kanan and Lulu down the line. Maybe that's really where lines get crossed. Maybe Kanan goes as far as to kill his own relative, and that's probably why it was so easy for him to kill Sean, because, you know, I feel like he's done that before, like he's killed a relative before. So I don't know, man. Let me know how you guys feel about this episode. Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments below. Till next week, I will see y'all later. Peace.